Hey everyone, what's up creative community? Y'all, it's Cody here and it is Tuesday and it is time for our tutorial. So, come on in the room. Hey everyone, let's go ahead and get started, you guys. We're not going to waste any time. You know, whenever I'm teaching, I like to get right to it. So let's do just that. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday so far. Super fun week planning here in the group. Hey Zach. So y'all, come on in and we're going to go ahead and we are going to get started. So today we're going to be playing with one of my favorite flowers whenever I think of summertime. I absolutely always think of this type of flower during the summertime. So I thought that it was perfect for a tutorial for us because I think it's super fun and you'll be able to take this and utilize it in a variety of different ways and forms. Fill your bucket with any kind of stuff that you want. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey Vince, hey Carrie, what's up? So for this project, I'm going to be using a metal bucket from Hobby Lobby. It's in the spring section and it is half price, or was half price. It was $29. Now they did have two different sizes of this bucket and I got the larger one. This is the 14.25 by 11.38. So the 14 inch by 11 inch bucket. It's a galvanized bucket. I love all these different containers and canisters because there's so much that you can do with them. I've already put me some foam in here because I'm definitely going to be filling this bucket full of some pretty flowers. And all I did was I just stuck some foam right there in the middle and glued that in there. Hey Laura, what's up? So let's go ahead and go through some of our supplies I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using a 20-inch wreath. I did get this one from Showstopper Designs. And this is someone that has a new discount code here inside of the design school. So make sure you guys use your discount code if you guys shop at Showstopper Designs. This is a 20-inch pine wreath. And I've kind of pulled it into an oval. Because we're definitely going to be, that's right, putting this basket into this wreath. Because we want this to be big, 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 big. Hey Patty, hey sweet Lori. Lori, I was thinking about you today. I said, I wonder what Lori's doing. I've just been so busy. Everything's been so crazy. We had our open house last week. And then this week is my very first VIP experience workshop. That's happening on Friday. I cannot wait for it. There's 2 more seats available if anybody is local or wants to travel in and come hang out with us. There's 2 more spots open for our VIP workshop happening on Friday. It's here at our house. It's from 11 to 4. It's on Friday. We're making a summer wreath, a summer citrus wreath. I pulled the stuff today actually for it. I actually pulled the stuff today for the swag bags as well. It's going to be absolutely epic. I can't wait. There's another one happening in May also where we're going to be making a Halloween wreath. So for this design, I've got me some of my favorite little white wispy flowers from Hobby Lobby. And then, of course, when I was talking about flowers that make me think of summertime, I always think of geraniums for summertime. So we're definitely going to be filling our bucket with these bright red geraniums. Super pretty. Now for this, I actually am going to be using the individual stems from Hobby Lobby. They're $3.99. They were 40% off. I don't know if Hobby Lobby, do any of you guys know? Hobby Lobby changed their sale. So it wasn't like half price florals. It was 40% off florals, which I was like, don't do that to me. But I bit the bullet and decided that I still needed these. So for $4 and 40% off, definitely couldn't beat it. Oh my gosh, Lord, it's going to be so much fun. And then I've got all kinds of more filler flowers, and I've got some pretty ribbon as well. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's go ahead and get our bucket secured into our wreath. That's where I want to start with this design. Let's start right there with that. So what I'm going to be doing to attach my bucket is I'm going to be actually zip tying this bad boy in. It's a metal bucket, so it has a nice metal handle on there. So I'm going to nestle that right on there. And I'm going to zip tie it right on. This evergreen base was from Showstopper Designs. I'm about to tell her that's a tongue twister. Showstopper. Showstopper Designs, y'all. Don't forget to use discount code. Coach Lori actually got us that discount code. And I immediately went and shopped. One, because I like shopping, and two, because I needed some bases. And this is a really nice base. This is a 20-inch base from the Etsy shop. I'm zip tying this on here. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling a little bit better this week. I'm still kind of stopped up and stuff, but she's a fast shipper. Oh my gosh. This is my first time using the base, so, but I like it. I love it. I need to get some of her swags too. So far, so good though. So far, I love it. Nice and fluffy. So I've only put 2 zip ties, one on each side up at the top. And you can already see, I mean, this thing is in there. So we can put some hot glue down here later on if we want. But this thing is tight and it's on there. So we're going to leave that like that for now. She was a fast shipper. I think it came in like 3 days. And I was like, yes, please. I like that. So I'm going to start on this design with filling up my basket with some goodies. So I'm going to start with these white sprays. They were $12.99 from Hobby Lobby, and then that weird 40% off. So the number on this, in case you guys want to know, is 1212182. 1212182. Hey Karen, how are ya? 1212182. See, I want this to kind of be tall, so I'm gonna go ahead and snip that off just a little bit. I'm going to flip this around so you guys can see. And I've got foam in my bucket, so I can just stick this right in there. Into my bucket. I'll let that come out the top there. I've got 2 of these. Love the geraniums. And I love the red and white. I like red and white for every holiday, but I really like it for summertime as well. Love how wispy and fun these are. They're great for adding length to your designs. I do some wreaths where I'll put these at the top and at the bottom, and they definitely make a nice wow statement. Love that. And we're just pushing in there just enough till we hear that crunch. Then I'm going to drizzle some glue down in there where I just inserted those. Super pretty, just like that. Love that. Ta-da! We've got lots of space there for us to keep stuffing in our florals and our fun. But let's go ahead and add in some mesh now that we've got this here. I'm going to be using just a jute mesh. This one was from Hobby Lobby as well. It's the natural classic burlap mesh. Where'd you say the base came from? It's from Showstopper Designs. She has a discount code here inside of the group. Discount code here inside of the group. So I think it's one of it got bumped to the top because I added the thing, but you guys can always search if you're on a mobile device. You can always use the magnifying glass at the top of the group to search for anything that you're looking for in the design school, but you guys can search the word discount or discounts and it will take you right to the album that has all the discount codes. Hey Catherine, how are you? Lauren wants to know what those flowers are. I don't know what these are either. We call them white filler flowers, y'all. Zach, all of Zach's friends, we are always joking on him now because whenever we see flowers, since Zach has taken on this love of gardening, everybody's like, what flower is this? What flower is that? What flower is that? So you can tell Lauren that it's a white filler flower. That's what we call that around here. See, a paper flower. White filler paper flower. So let's add some mesh down over on our sides. I've just cut these about 24 inches, y'all. You know, I just pull and cut, pull and cut, pull and cut. So excited for the geraniums. geranium, like real geraniums, are something that people, I always see them buy them in the summertime. And I've never really known anyone that like really keeps them alive. Have you guys ever had success like purchasing them and keeping them alive? I feel like they're super, I mean, people always put them in hanging baskets, like our Lowe's and our nurseries always sell them in hanging baskets, but I've never, they're really pretty when they are nice and bloomed. But then they're just like gross and not pretty looking. So the verdict is in, and I'm obsessed with this base. So Lori, yep, I'm obsessed with the base. Again, the base is from Showstopper Designs. She just gave us a discount code here in the design school. She has an Etsy shop. And this is the 20-inch pine base. So I now love this, and I know Coach Lori, she said that she loves the swags from her. I had a hanging basket for more than 10 years. 10 years! Oh my word. I don't think I've ever kept a plant alive that long. What kind of hanging basket are we talking about? Geraniums. People buy, they sell these, you know, the little geranium baskets every year at the store. I think the secret to buying nice flowers, like fresh flowers from like Lowe's and Home Depot and things, is getting them whenever the truck first arrives. Because once they're there at the store, then people do not care about what them flowers are doing. They just watering them and overwatering them and letting them dry out and watering them some more. That's just what I think. All right, so I'm going to put one more piece of mesh here. I'm not too worried about putting mesh all up here at the top because that's going to be where all of our flowers and all of our fun is. So not really going to be necessary up there. So we're not going to waste mesh by putting it up there. No need having mesh up here, I don't think. Super pretty already. So, still got lots of that mesh left over from that fresh roll. Let's go ahead and pull out some of our other things. This is the geraniums. We'll add those later because that's our real focal flower, is that nice pretty red. So we'll add those later. First, I want to go in with some green trees. And I'm going to be using this stem from Michael's. This was in their spring section. They still have some stuff online. My store even still had some spring stuff, and I grabbed some goodies. But this is a mini boxwood bush, and it has nice little white tips on there. And it's not a pusher, so you do have the whole stem there. That's okay. You guys, tomorrow we get our very first, and we're just going to work this in, y'all. Kind of take a pine twist and twist that around there, and we can glue once I get them kind of in around. Just going to work my way around. Chit-chat and work my way around. But tomorrow we're going to have our very first Etsy 101 session with Stephanie. Super excited for it, and I hope you guys are excited for it too. She's here in the group, so she may jump on. I was just talking to her before I got on, but she will be live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Time, so it'll be 7 p.m. Eastern Time, so pretty much the same time that I go live, except it's going to be on Wednesday, on tomorrow. So you guys make sure that y'all jump on and see Stephanie. She'll be talking about Etsy, and she will be kind of giving everybody the rundown. She's going to be talking all about it. I love some Stephanie's. Look, Lori said, I need to tune in. We love Stephanie. Stephanie does, she's in Mastermind with me, and she also does, her and her husband do the live stream for General Wholesale. That's what they did. And she does all the media stuff for General Wholesale's page. So, super talented lady. So you can see I did not cut those any smaller. I just kind of worked my way around with them. kind of evenly. Started at the bottom, so I had a nice spot there at the bottom. Now I'm just drizzling some glue in where I've wrapped around that pine twist. Just like that. Hey Meg, quick watching. Hello, hello. All right, next I'm gonna go in with some, of course, 60919. Gotta have some of that. I've got some red and I have some white, or cream. Red and cream. And this is the true red color, 60919 red. You can get this from Greenery Gal. She has a discount code as well in the group. Love supporting everyone that gives us those discount codes. Let's pull this apart into 3. I always like to just pull that 60919 into 3 pieces and work with them in those 3s. Y'all, if you guys were on my live last night, do you notice that the lights are brighter tonight? That's because I have new lights. It even gets brighter. It can be like really bright if we want it really bright. But last night I was on live. This is so showing how about like anything can happen when you're live. I was live last night on my main page making a wreath kit, and my entire ring light fixture like just fell. I mean like broke fell, and it gave me a heart attack. And I was like, I don't know what to do. But it was funny. Laughed it off. Kept on going. It was definitely funny. Memorable experience for sure. Y'all, let's go ahead and work in some of these. I'm going to fan these out and bring these to life. So let's go. I'm holding them down on the bottom. You want to make sure that you are fluffing these all out nice and pretty. Like that. Now I'm imagining in my head that I know I'm probably going to want to do a bow or some sort right here on the right side. So I'm not really going to put anything right there right now. I can always go back later. So I'm just going to work this in right here for now. Hello, Meg. I miss you. Miss you. The same thing. Just kind of working these in. Taking these pine, kind of feeling down here with my finger, I grab one of those pine twists, and then I grab a part of the stem or the branch or the floral, and then I just wrap it around it. So watch how I do this. Yeah, see this? I just wrap it around like that. And that's what I like to do. That's kind of like my little secret weapon. I don't do no crazy kind of nothing. Alright, now I'll go back and put hot glue everywhere where I've twisted that in. And kind of everywhere else too. I just like to mix it all in. I'm going to work another one of these up here, I think. Twisting that around. Wrapping on that glue. Alright, now let's go in and pop in some red. I've saved 2 of these. I've got my red 60919. The 60919 is from Greenery Gal. Greenery Gal. It's greenerygal.com. She has a discount code for us in the group too, in the discount photo album. Her name is Michelle. She's super awesome. Love Michelle. Thank you. So this one, I may just fan this entire thing out. I may want some more red into our bucket. So let's see what happens if we fan this whole thing out. I'll stick that in there. Fabulous. So let's drop some glue on here and stick that into our bucket. Very nice. Kind of marry those together. Hey, Patricia. How are you? I see you was traveling the world. There we go. See, we're starting to fill this up with our blooms now. Now I want to go ahead and pop some more of this red around. Kind of in our spaces where we did not put anything yet. So there's nothing right here yet. Again, fanning them out. Like that. I think you can do so many different things with these buckets. I think they'd be pretty full of sunflowers. I mean, really anything. You can grab these and do fall florals in them. All right, now we'll pop one kind of down here towards the bottom. Still not all the way over here on the side because I'm definitely going to be putting some ribbon there. Still just doing that twist method. The super cute bucket is from Hobby Lobby in the spring section. They have two sizes, and this is the larger size. Hey, Tanette, what's up? What is up? All right, so now let's work in some of our geraniums. Once again, these are in the stem section at Hobby Lobby. Just down, they do have bushes of them too, but the quality of them is higher to me when I was looking at them in the stem section. So you don't really pay that much more either because these were $3.99 a stem and they were 40% off. So I said, yeah, I'll take that. So let's start with, I think I'm gonna like a lot. I bought like 8, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 5 of them in our bucket. I chose 5 because I like to work in odd numbers, 3s, 5s, 7s. That way you have kind of like a middle. You don't have a weird look going on. Let's go ahead and see how much of this we're gonna have to cut off. I'm going to start with my tallest geranium. Tallest bloom. I think I'll be right there. That'll be probably my tallest one. And notice it doesn't overpower. This is a little bit shorter too, actually. So when it's held up with those tall flowers that we put in first, those little paper filler flowers, it's not going past them, right? It's a nice layered look. So it's not all the way up here. You don't want this to be way up here in space. Working on others. Starting with longer stems and cutting them shorter. Again, trying to keep this one, the tallest one, in the bunch. on these individual stems push up as well. So now we're kind of, again, ombreing that down. So we had our white paper flowers, then some of our geranium, that tallest one, some of our red 60919, and we're kind of making our way down to the bucket. Take some of these off. There's a little glue on that one. There we go. Now we got our bucket pretty full of our flowers. Pulling some of those berries through so that you can see them, so it's not all leaves. I may cut off some of the leaves, just take my scissors in and snip some of these leaves off so it's not so overpowering all of these leaves. You don't need all of them. You still want to be able to see all your pretty quality flowers that you've added. So I'm giving it a little haircut. And I'm not afraid to do so. There we go. Using some of this. All right, that's much better to me. It's not as full of all those leaves. This is what I've got now. Got 5 of our flowers in there. Super good. So now let's go ahead and start adding in some of our ribbon, and then we'll add in some more fun parts. We still have some more geraniums that we could add down and around later on, and we've got some more filler florals as well. But next I want to go ahead and start adding in some ribbon. So since I'm going with the red and the white look, I have a red and white gingham ribbon that I want to add that I think is super pretty. And then I have the black and white D. Stevens, which is one of my favorites. This one's from my Etsy shop. You have a discount code for that too. Discount codes everywhere. So I think these are going to be super pretty together and super classic for this look. So let's go ahead and start off with our black and white. And start doing us some loops. So I'm going to make me a short tail about 8 inches. And then I'm going to do me a loop. This is about a 6-inch loop. Yep, about a 6-inch loop. Thank you, Meg. Look, when I think of summer, especially summer in the South, I think of geraniums. Everybody always got some bright red hanging on the porch. And these ones I can't kill. So I'm doing 3 loops, you guys. And I'm not going to cut my tail yet. I'm going to simply pick up my red. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make me a tail. Stack that on there. Fun thing about doing these bows that I always love to put in my wreaths is you don't have to have it perfect. You can just loop this ribbon. And your twists don't have to be perfectly tight. It does not have to be perfect. Because once you really get it in there, into your design, that's when you can work it and work all that magic. Let's pop one of these pipe cleaners on. Drop that in the floor. Now I'm going to go in and I want my tails to move. So I'm going to move them and just pull them over to the other side. Like this. So I have my tails coming out and then my tails can go straight down. Now this stuff here is whenever you just have to practice with the ribbon. You can't be afraid of it. You just got to keep on working with it. And we're going to nestle this in somewhere around here. That bottom right corner of my bucket. And I'm not going to put it down here because I want it to kind of mask where this bucket is coming off of the wreath. I want it to kind of all blend very pretty together. So I'm twisting that onto one of these pine twists. And then I'll go back and I'll add some glue in a little bit and that'll help it stay for good. Thank you, Lorna. Hey, Betty. All right, so we've got those tails there. Black and white and that red. Now we can take these two and start making our way around our design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, do me a little pinch, add me a little pipe cleaner on here. I'm going to twist this onto one of these greenery stems that is down here. Just got out of a meeting. Love the bucket. Super cute bucket. It's from Hobby Lobby. From Hobby Lobby. All right, now we can dovetail these ribbons over here. Can always cut them shorter later on if we need to. That one's for sure. Something I also like to do is whenever I say roller coaster, whenever I'm roller coastering around my ribbon, giving it those humps going around, I like to kind of go in reverse. So you see how I've got black on this side and then I have red. So when it comes down, it's then red on one side and black on the other. I think that keeps it fun and balanced. All right, love that one big bow down there at the bottom. I do want to add, I think, a little bit more ribbon kind of coming down this side. So I'm just going to stack both the ribbons on top of each other like this. Pop me on a pipe cleaner, just a little end of a pipe cleaner, just so I have just enough to attach it to something. I'm going to go over here on the side. It's almost in my bucket. I'm going to attach this to another piece. Now we can do the same thing. We can do that roller coaster down. Notice I did the opposite again. So I had black on the left, so now the black's on the right. And I've learned also that whenever I'm roller coastering around, instead of trying to keep them directly on top of each other like this, and then going in and then trying to pull them apart, I kind of make an X with my ribbon. Kind of like that. And then it naturally spaces it apart. And then I can just do a pinch like this. And then I can go right in. Hope that makes sense for some of you. Zach's headed home. Okay. Y'all, we're having a movie night outside tonight. Having a movie night. One of our friends just got here. Thought I heard somebody here. Super cute. So now we've got some ribbon happening over on the other side of our design. Maybe do it one more. Yep, let's do it one more. Doing that little X motion. Pop it on that pipe cleaner. And then going down, twisting it around one of these florals. Love this black and red, y'all. And then snip, 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 that right off. And then we'll dovetail both ends. And just like that. Now we gotta cut our top pieces where we started. Super pretty. So that's our ribbon work that we did. Love it. I actually think we can add one more piece over here on the side. Y'all, I can just add ribbon and ribbon and ribbon and ribbon and ribbon for days. Let's add a little bit over here just so we have ribbon going all the way around. Why not? Thank you, Karen. Betty, the sale was great. The weather was fabulous. Worked out very nicely. Karen says, this is gorgeous. Thank you, thank you. Y'all, hope it inspires y'all to make something with the buckets. I think the buckets are super fun. They are from Hobby Lobby, this bucket. And for this side, we're only going to do one little hump since we've got our big bow on this side. So we don't need as much going around. Definitely don't need that much to compete with our bow. This just kind of gives us that pretty look going all the way around. That's what we got so far. I want to close my door real quick. Y'all, I love this. Y'all, I even think one of these buckets will be pretty fall time with some pumpkins in there, sunflowers. So that's what we got so far. Betty says gorgeous. Everybody says gorgeous. All right, y'all. So we got a couple more pieces we can add. I've got some whites. 2 little pieces left of my white 60919 that I can add. Probably put one of those in here, maybe. Let me see. Let me see what I want to do. Your all-time favorite. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Pop one of those right there. We can stick one more kind of over here on the side. Coming out of the side of that basket. Sometimes whenever you're adding more, you kind of got to braid it under your ribbons. So now let's go ahead and I want to add in a couple of more of these geraniums, just to kind of bring them around. You could absolutely leave them in the basket if you want, I think one kind of down here, maybe even just two, nestled down here in that corner would be really pretty. And we've got some of those extra leaves that we can add as well. See what this is given like this. Yes, that I love. So now we've got two here and kind of one over here. And that just kind of brings it all in, y'all. Again, then this is kind of right directly down so that it's kind of blending that line between the wreath and that harsh line of that bucket. I can go in, and if I want to, I can add a couple of these geranium leaves kind of down and around. You don't have to. I just have a couple spaces where I can kind of nestle that in. Usually when I cut off leaves, I like to keep them just in case I need to add a little something to kind of mask some of the wreath maybe that may be showing through. Oop, that's hot. That's hot, y'all. Hot glue. Just like that. I think I can do one more up here. Kind of in there. Like that. That's about it, you guys. I think. I'm going to kind of stand this up a little bit so you guys can kind of see. Let me see what I think. Let me hold it up. Yes, I love it. Let me kind of tip the camera up some. Nobody get dizzy so that when I show y'all, you can kind of see better. Hey, everyone. So this is what we got, you guys. Finish fluffing that up. Hey, David. No worries, friend. You can go back and re-watch. So there it is, y'all. This is what we got. Super pretty, big, bright red geraniums. Gorgeous ribbon going around the outside using that Hobby Lobby galvanized tin and that new base from Showstopper Designs. Lori said might be my favorite too. Y'all, I done outdid myself tonight. So you guys, super fun. Lots of different things you can do with these super pretty buckets. I love them. Hope it inspired you guys as well. Don't forget, tomorrow we have, what else is happening this week? Tomorrow we have Coach Lori with her tutorial and inspiration for you. And then we have Stephanie that's doing Etsy 101. Cannot wait to tune in for that. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Central Time. So that's 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on Thursday we have a Q&A. So tomorrow I'll be making a post for that. And then Friday we have Show Off Friday, and we have my very first VIP experience class here at our home. So can't wait. Makes this great tutorial. Thank you, friend. All right, y'all. So love all those ribbons and geraniums. I love these geraniums. They were from Hobby Lobby in the stem section. Individual heads purchased. So pretty. All right, y'all. You guys be kind to one another, and I'll... Bye, friend.